Okay, and we are back with our response to Matt's question to Naira.
I mean, it's hard to, like, championships do matter, but I look at it at the totality of who made the biggest impact in the league. Like, Michael Jordan made a huge impact in the league. Yeah, Robert Horry has more, but people, obviously, like you said, people don't remember Robert Horry. People remember Michael Jordan because of what he did, you know.
He's also 50 and still playing.
Yeah, true. He's the greatest trash talker in the league. He could score at anybody. He was like he had the mentality of a killer. I think LeBron's mentality is totally different. It's like Kobe and Michael Jordan are kind of like the same person in the way that they go out and that they get the job done. When it's playoffs time, you know, Kobe, give me the ball. Give me the ball. That's what I want. Michael Jordan the same way. LeBron is more like, I'm going to help everybody get better. So I think in that respect, yeah, championships do matter because Michael Jordan was 6-0 in finals. And LeBron's what, 1-4?
1-3.
1-3? I mean, it depends. LeBron's making a huge impact right now, and people love LeBron, and LeBron's doing things that Michael Jordan wished he could do. Michael Jordan's a great scorer, but LeBron has the overall game. Like, he can pass better than Michael Jordan. He can do a lot more things better.
That.
He can't. I'm just saying. LeBron's bigger. LeBron's
I agree.
stronger.
I think LeBron's making a bigger impact.
He's
on
making
the league,
a
and that's
huger.
what really matters.
But you have to look at it. Michael Jordan revolutionized the game. But when, like, during that dream team and the '84 team that he was on, basketball wasn't that well known. He helped globalize the game. The game wouldn't be where it is today without him. LeBron wouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, here, kind of backing up what you said, a quote from LeBron, he said, "It doesn't matter to me. I play for my family, for my teammates, for my coaching staff, and I play for our fans, and that's it. What do I need a bulletin board material for? My inspiration is the game I love. I don't need nobody to pick me or not."
That's just him talking to kind of quiet the spectators and all the talk, because I think...
Well, he's also saying he plays for not just himself. He's not a selfish player.
So is he saying that Jordan didn't play for all those reasons too? I'm sure...
I can tell you this right now.
Michael Jordan
played for himself. Michael Jordan didn't play for Scottie Pippen. He didn't play to get Scottie Pippen a couple rings. He played to get his own freaking rings. And then he said, oh, I'm going to go play baseball now, and then I'm going to come back. A lot of other athletes can't do that.
Yeah.
He's just a talented athlete, and not everyone
Michael
can
Jordan
do it,
is a little bit more selfish. Like, Kobe's a kind of selfish
yeah, Jordan
too.
Was
Kobe
selfish,
wants that sixth ring.
Yeah, I agree that you can't really you compare Kobe and Jordan more together because they have the killer mentality. LeBron is a little bit different.
Yeah.
All right, and on to our next question. Danica Patrick makes history by becoming the first woman to secure the top spot in the Daytona 500 poll. What are your thoughts on her domination as a female NASCAR driver?
I think it's really impressive. I don't think she has that big of a chance of actually winning the Daytona 500, but the fact that it's not just that there are a few girls, like she's like the only girl out there. Like
to reach this kind of
seriously
level of NASCAR racing. I mean, Jeff Gordon was the only other person that came close to beating her. She clocked 196.434 miles per hour around the Daytona International Speedway. Like, I don't know, maybe she might not win to Jeff Gordon, but I'm saying she will be a top finisher. Like, she's pretty beastly.
Well, one thing that I was watching an interview with her today. She actually has a race on Thursday, a Budweiser dual race. It's 150 miles, and although she said it's good that she's going to get the practice and the feel for her car a little bit more, there's a lot of concerns that, God forbid, there's a crash or something, totals her car before the weekend. So, but definitely it's a big. I feel like for NASCAR as a sport, it's a lot about experience for this big of a race, and she just doesn't have the experience that someone like Jeff Gordon has. And yeah, it didn't show in the poll, but when it comes to race day and all the emotions that come along with it, I don't see her winning.
Yeah, it's only her second trip, and it definitely experience does make a difference.
But I think it solidifies her as a competitor.
A contender, an absolute top contender.
Oh, I don't really.
Well,
I like Danica Patrick, but I don't think. I mean, it's not about liking people, but every time she's
likability and stuff.
She doesn't have like the likability. Like, she's not getting more girls into the sport. Not saying, but like even the guys who are in the sport,
But they respect her. Most of them
They
do
probably-
respect her.
they probably
They don't like her
Whoever
because
likes
they're-
their competitors.
I'm not saying
Because
they
look, it's
have
a
to-
female doing the things and beating them in something that was always a male-dominated
hasn't
sport.
Exactly.
Anybody yet?
Just because she hasn't won a race, she's finished 9th, 10th. That means she beat 30-something odd other guys.
Other male.
yeah,
When
other
she
male
wins,
athletes.
like, the
Does
big
that not
one.
mean she doesn't beat other people? Is because she doesn't come in first?
I mean,
because
I'm
she's
not
not
saying
last. So
like she's horrible. She's a horrible driver.
Well, she's
a
clearly
horrible-
not horrible.
She's a good driver, but I don't know. I just like
I think
it's
it's
like
just a phase.
you got to give her
it's like
time.
a
I don't think
feeling.
it is. She's been on the up and up ever since she.
I can't give
got in the
time. She's
spotlight.
been in the spotlight for a really long time.
But look at Michelle Wee with golf. She crumbled. Nobody knows about her anymore. That
That's
was
Michelle Lee. I don't really.
Golf,
So are you just
NASCAR,
saying
it's the same
Danica-
thing, really.
I mean, Danica's very. I just can't like describe how I feel about her. Like maybe it's just me.
I still think she's making history. Whether
Yeah.
I
she's
mean, yeah, she's making history, so you can't be like, yeah, for the women, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is for the women.
For this
yeah.
being a mostly female, sorry, Matt, female show, I mean, usually
Yeah,
we're
I'm all
proud
for
about
it.
us
I'm all
women in
for it.
sports.
Of course, I'm proud of her. I'm like, yeah, get
I
in
think
the
this is the
car
first
and-
time we've talked about a
But
women in
also,
sports, to be
I mean,
honest.
other people have
Let
been.
alone
I
in
mean,
NASCAR.
15 to 20
Yeah.
years. Like this definitely is like a profession or a sport that does take more than just what? How long has she been?
She's been racing for a while.
What?
But not
She's-
nearly as
she's
long
been-
as
8 to
Jeff
10
Gordon.
years?
Well, obviously not as long as
She's
Jeff
not
Gordon.
bi-
Jeff Gordon's
she's
like
been
40.
4 or 5 years.
40
Yeah,
or
so
50.
imagine her
Slowly
once she's
increasing her
been.
races.
Imagine when she's 40, how good she's going to be. when
Right,
she's
if
Jeff
it does
Gordon's
take
age.
experience, and she's already at this point, and she definitely has that mentality. Like, I race to be the best, not just be the best girl. So, that's what she says.
Well, we'll see what happens this weekend at the Daytona 500.
Yes, we will. And on to our next question. With Derek Jeter's injury and controversy swirling A-Rod's return, which AL East teams do we predict will succeed this upcoming season?
The Tampa Bay Rays. I think the Tampa Bay Rays are kind of flying under the radar because nobody's talking about them. Everybody's talking about, obviously, the Yankees. What are the Yankees going to do this season?
Because it's always about the Yankees.
Obviously, of course, the Red Sox. The Red Sox. Everybody's
Because
like, are
they're
the Red
arch rivals.
Sox going to do? Are they going to have another losing season in a row? What
Yes.
is this? Their third or
Second.
fourth? Third. Yeah. The Orioles, they were in the playoffs. They were kind of like, the
Surprise
underdog a little bit. They were kind of the
A little
surprise
bit.
the surprise
My
team or whatever, whatever. And they came in and they took on the Yankees and made it 7 games and
5. Sorry.
5. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of something else. And then the Toronto Blue Jays, obviously, they're stacked, they're loaded. So everybody's like, what are the Toronto Blue Jays going to do? But I think that the Tampa Bay Rays have a pretty good team
They-
that nobody's really talking about. Nobody's really giving them their due. I mean, yeah, they've been okay, and they waited to the playoffs 2 years ago? But I think they could really surprise some people. I don't think the Yankees are going to be the Yankees this year. I think the Tampa Bay Rays are probably going to win the division
I mean,
outright.
do we think
The
Jeter is
Rays.
going to be back to normal after his
I don't
injury?
think so.
I mean,
I
he's
think-
had to learn to walk again.
I think this is a huge hit to the Yankees. I think having him have to be rehabilitate back to normal, not even to what he used to be.
Right.
And having A-Rod out with everything that's going on with his hip and all the PED controversy. I know they're getting Mariano Rivera back, which is a big deal, and they got Kevin Youkilis in a trade to replace A-Rod. But I just think
He's
that
still
they're-
not going to be
they're
replaced.
just
Yeah.
an injury-ridden team.
Yeah.
You can't
No, I
compete
agree with that.
with teams that have younger, healthier players. So I
I
think
mean, it's younger, healthier versus older,
Yeah.
semi not as healthy, but
Yeah.
very, very, very
But you got-
experienced.
experience. Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting. And Nair and I were talking about this earlier. I think the Rays are definitely going to come out on top. Hopefully it was the Orioles, but let's be real here.
I don't think.
But I mean, I think the Orioles will still be in contention with the Red Sox and the Yankees if the Red Sox don't screw it up again this year, which they probably will. But then there's also the Blue Jays. It's a tough division.
But money doesn't buy championships. Like the Yankees came out with spending all those big bucks on their past free agents. They haven't really won anything since the early 2000s. Yes, they beat the Phillies in that last World Series they were in. But then you got to look back at the Mets in the early 2000s when they signed Roberto Alomar, Mo Vaughn. They were big names at the time. They had a losing season.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see it coming for the Blue Jays. Yes, they have all those names, but until your team gels Like the O's have a year under their belt of gelling.
So you
in
know who
upcoming
gels
years.
is the Orioles.
I mean,
They
yeah,
gel.
but
Same thing with I'll agree 100% with you on the Rays. That's the team nobody's talking about, and those are the teams that
I mean,
come up on you. And
They got
do
close
amazing
last
stuff.
year.
Yeah.
The Rays,
They
I
did.
know when they played the Orioles in one of the last series of the seasons, it came close to the Rays coming up on the Orioles in the standings. So I definitely agree. I think hopefully the Orioles come out on top, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Rays, and hopefully the Orioles get the wild card then. We'll see.
All right, and on to our last question. Unranked University of Maryland comes out on top versus their arch rival Duke. Was this luck, or is Maryland's program really capable of knocking off top-seeded teams?
I will say this. I was throwing things at my television. Then I was cheering happily and singing the Maryland alma mater like I go there. Like I don't even go there, and I'm singing it like I know it. No, I mean, Maryland has the capability to be very good. My issue with Maryland, and I think everybody's issue with Maryland, is turnovers. How many times are you going to turn
20 turnovers.
the ball?
26.
20.
26.
20.
Yeah, 26. I mean, some of those turnovers were like, really? Did you
There was
really
the
Yeah.
missed,
do
the
that?
It was
missed pass
frustrating to watch
backcourt.
when I was
Also,
there.
that one, and then Seth Allen
Sure,
trying
you
to
were loving
cross
it.
over. I think it was Quinn Cook, and his shoe came off,
And he
and
fell.
it was like tragic. It was just like, no.
But he had the winning 2 foul shots, right?
He did, and he
yeah,
And that was-
you had like 7 turnovers,
I
so
think,
you're
no,
winning 2
yeah, I'm
foul
not
shots.
saying that.
Don't
I'm just
mean
saying
anything.
he
Yeah.
still won the game, so
But-
he got that
but
credit.
that
I mean, it was a
game-
team effort. Yeah, he
Being
at
at the
least
game and seeing that, Duke played really bad. Maryland played bad. It was just a bad matter of who played worse in
Yeah,
that
it really
case. And the
was.
refs, I don't know, you watched the game. You saw like the
Yeah.
last 5 minutes. They extended that game.
Ticky-tack fouls
Yes.
that were like, did you really just call that?
Like
See,
when
that's
they called the
basketball,
char.
I feel
I know
like.
you
No.
don't agree with
No.
me on that.
Pathetic.
Wait,
Do we have the
Nair,
sports clip? Do we have the
we
clip?
don't. We don't have the
Oh.
clip. But can we talk about the charge on Des Wells that got him number 1 fouled out of the game and gave Duke back the ball with 30 seconds left, in turn to be fouled on a 3-point shot by Jake Layman to get them 3 points to tie the game.
That was a foul. The
not
3-point
charge.
shot was a foul.
That was a foul.
yeah,
I
the
understand
three-point
that.
shot was
Jake
a
Layman.
Okay,
slammed into
but the
him.
charges can go either way, and
His feet were still moving. How is that not a, like?
I don't know what else.
I don't
Either
understand.
no,
Do you know what a
he's-
charge is?
Yes, it's where I've taken
Okay,
2.
so the question is, though,
then
do
you're
you
an expert.
think Maryland has
I've
the
watched
ability
games.
to continue to be
Oh yeah. I
highly
forgot.
ranked teams?
When-
is the
Yes.
question.
I think they do.
Let's
Yeah.
give a yes or no here. You don't seem like you do. You said they
No.
both played
He's
crappy.
a Duke fan.
Ah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
no,
I think we
Maryland
can
can,
talk about that.
if they come out and play, and a lot of it is,
Why'd we let him
there's a
on?
lot of fans. If their fans, I experienced their fans were ready for that game. If they can get their
The
fans
flash mob,
ready,
the Harlem Shake.
if they can get
lot going on.
if they can come out together in a mindset to beat anybody, then yes, they can do anything.
I think
really
it's more
can.
than
I
a
think
mindset with any
they
team.
really
It's
can.
ability. It's player
Yeah.
ability.
But Maryland is a very emotionally driven team. It's,
Sure. So when it's
So then
the
those
crowd
kind of games.
going
And I
and
know. I mean,
everything
their
else.
very first game, they almost beat. Darn it.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
But
I was like,
look where
Kansas,
Kentucky's at
Kentucky's
now. Look where they are now.
But I'm just
They're
saying.
But that
They're a
win
top-ranked team.
would have held a lot of weight if they had, like, it was like.
If they
if-
put
if-
them back on the radar on the bubble, but they're still, according to ESPN, the first 4 out.
But I
So,
will say this.
NIT, hello Maryland.
To Erica's point,
It's okay. You guys
they
might
need
make
to
some
give
big games
Alex
next
Lynn
year.
the ball.
Well, speaking of this lovely story, fans stormed the court in College Park this weekend after the Maryland Terrapins stunned the number 2 ranked Duke Blue Devils with a thrilling 83-81 win. The Terps, who were coming off of a 5-day break, debatably outplayed, the Blue Devils, who played their 4th game in 10 days. Top scorers for the Terps included Alex Len, who had 19 points and 9 rebounds, and Seth Allen with 16 points. Maryland has lost 12 out of the last 13 to their rivals, Duke, but with their upcoming move to the Big Ten, this would likely be the last time they played the Blue Devils.
I have a quick question about this. Considered a rivalry? How is it a rivalry?
We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. Last time I checked, we don't have time.
It's done. Show's over.
Not going into
I
overtime
just
here.
want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at SUTV Sports Night. Have a great night, everyone.